just like going to be an on-call, right?
Yes, as needed, and we're also requesting to have a secondary one, contractor also, when the first one is not available, and it was before tree removal only, not trimming, because if you look at the prices, the trimming was too high, so we just used them in emergency for tree removal and stuff, and that's it. The secondary.
So the cut and lay tree down there, I noticed it was hourly, not per tree.
The trimming is
trimming, yeah. So we're using them for removal only if we do use them at all?
Pro Stump or the secondary?
No,
tree
cut
down
my tree
there.
down.
Yeah, that would just be as an emergency and a secondary, just for tree removal if we need it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of odd how some of them gave an hourly rate and some of them gave a per tree rate.
Yeah, that's the only one that gave an hourly rate actually.
Well,
Are we still using our guys as much as we can?
Yes. Our program has moved into the fall and through the winter into the spring because that's, well, there's no foliage on the trees and we get a lot more done and that's when we slow down a little bit. We did pretty well this winter, a lot of tree trimming.
Yeah, because they're good at it.
Right.
I just seen the skid steer attachment. Pro Stump Grinding.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Yeah.
All right, number 17, this is emergency purchase of a 16-foot landscape trailer for DPW. Keith, in the actual action requested, can you include who it is you're going with and the actual price?
Was that USA Trailer? Oh, was it USA Trailer?
Yes,
Okay.
we already purchased it on an emergency. They didn't have anything to haul their equipment on. We had two trailers, but they only fit two on a time. Then you have to have two trucks, two drivers.
So what's the
So
low bid?
this one fits all of them on there. It's the same one that was wrecked.
They'll fit 4 of them?
Yes.
Do you guys know the story of the trailer that was in the accident? Can I give them just a quick?
And that was-
Yeah, we had a incident 2 weeks ago where the trailer was parked off to the side. We were cutting grass and somebody went on the truck and hit the trailer and totaled the trailer out. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was on the trailer. They were all working. And we kind of revised our.
Was that a Holden one?
Yeah.
Just was it the trailer, all the equipment was all on it?
Yep, yep.
Is it working?
Can add USA
Oh,
Trailer
take a look.
for 22 million. Just because it becomes part of the permanent record, and that's the only thing that really shows up in the minutes.
Right, when you don't list it in the agenda item, we
Right.
don't spell it out.
It doesn't show up in the minutes, so it's not part of the permanent record in the city clerk's office.
All items should actually reflect this.
What is it?
You didn't list who the actual low bidder was.
Oh, I didn't.
In the agenda item.
That's all
On
I'm
the
saying
agenda.
is, list who it is in the amount.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no reference of who it came
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
Okay,
Thanks.
the next 3 are concrete. Oh, no. 2. Yeah, 18 and 19. Are these emergency, are these of an emergency nature, this work? When is the RFP going out for concrete?
Oh, these are out, these are results.
This is the results. This is
The
the.
RFP went out.
Yes.
This is
So
all
are
we
you
did?
putting
Yes.
out a new RFP for the blanket?
That's what these are. We had seven people bid on it.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
7 people bid on the concrete and,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Yeah, it went out for bid.
This is the low bid that we're recommending.
I know
And
we're having
is this
some
a
hard
one-year
work.
contract?
It is, but there's,
We didn't see a contract.
you're just approving the rates. The second item on 19 is the work.
Right, which is
Isn't there a
$1 million
contract?
something, $1.5 million.
This will determine who the next contract.
The old contract expires I think July 1st, and we went out to bid so that we can keep the work going, no matter who the contractor was. And we did receive several bids, and then on the next motion after this one would be the list of projects that we're doing. We did not go out to bid for specific jobs. We went out to bid on
Unit pricing.
unit pricing, so we can add and subtract as we need to. As the budget presents us, we can do the work.
For both concrete and asphalt.
Correct. We did the same thing for the asphalt.
The comment, one of the remarks is about Fiore submitted the lowest unit rate, 60%, J&B. Can we apply the unit pricing to the actual work? You know, I mean, this makes sense to me that we would go out and get unit pricing, right? Theoretically, we're gonna find who's gonna offer the lowest unit, and then when we go out and bid a specific project, we should be getting the best bang for our buck. But some guys are higher at this, some guys are higher at that. For 19, if we applied the unit pricing from all the bidders, would Fiore be based on this particular unit?
Yes, we actually did we just took like a project, we had just say we did a 100 square foot patch, and we applied all the unit pricing, and Fiore was still the lowest one on all of them. Yes, we did do that
So
scenario.
would we do that all the time? Well, not necessarily. If we approve Fiore, they're gonna get all of it, even if there's a different project where J&B would have technically been cheaper.
Well, we looked at the scenarios, and Fiore was consistently the lowest bidder.
I
Even
just
if
wasn't sure how to interpret the comments about J&B and GB Cement were each low on 18% of the bid items. Until we know what work we're letting, we don't know technically who's the lowest bidder,
I
right?
mean,
Yeah,
technically, the
the
lowest
work
rate
that
should
we're-
be the lowest bidder.
Yeah, but
If you're
if you
12
have,
square foot.
if you look at it, unless I'm reading this wrong, if you look at it, you've got, so which of these are we actually awarding for item 19?
But if we're looking at these items, so like you said, Dan, like 60% of the items Fiore's, lower on, but if you're looking at like a $6 lane type versus a 72-inch diameter, it's totally different from company to company. So obviously, when we're looking at a work order and we're saying, well, this is what they use, these items they use on this work, how does that compare in percentage-wise? So 60%, 90%, 90%.
Right.
It could differ
Right.
each job you have.
And speaking with the contractors too, like, I'll take the lane ties for instance. We did a scenario knowing how many lane ties we're gonna put in compared to prices, and they were still the lowest bid. Some of these contractors, because of the incidentals, like traffic control is built into your unit pricing, some contractors chose to put it in different unit prices than other contractors to pay for their traffic control. And Fiore, speaking to them, actually used the lane ties for their traffic control. And so we were concerned, so we did a scenario, and we added up with the bidders, and they still were the lowest bid. If we took a specific project at a certain size, used so many lane ties compared to the other one, they're still lower. And when we went out to bid for this, I was going to say that we don't want to do it per job, because then we're coming constantly back here for contract amendments.
And that's why I said it makes sense to do this, and there might not be, from a timing perspective, an efficiency to do it per job. On the other hand, if we did it per job, if the next job is right up G&D's alley and they were the low bidder, are we paying who we award this to a higher rate just because we're going to do an order change to the individual or the company we initially approved, versus on a by job basis figure out that we should go to J&D or we should go to G&D because of that type of work. Now, again, I'm seeing lots of different potential here, but I guess it begs the question, what would be the downside besides timing and having us have to deal with it to do it on a per job basis? Just to make sure we're getting, and I didn't do all the math on this, I'll be honest with you, I'm just saying the cover sheet acknowledges that depending on what we're doing, somebody else might be cheaper. Wouldn't we want to take advantage of that if the opportunity presents itself?
One option that you may consider is approving more than one vendor. And then we can run that calculation, and as the project comes
And
back,
use the cheapest one each
we
time.
can use the lower one, because we got to
As
come
long
back
as
for
the
the budget.
quality and the grade are the same,
Right.
you know.
Well, that was the thought. We could, so does that mean you're approving everybody, or would we just approve one for this job, one for the next job? I would want to do what's efficient in timing and get work done in the city,
Well,
but I wouldn't want to overpay to the wrong contractor.
As it relates to 18, if that's the council's pleasure, what I would recommend is you approve more than one approved vendor, then what we would do is run that calculation when we come
Sure,
back for
why
the,
don't we
for
put
the amendment.
everybody on there then, if we believe whoever
No, but
did
that's-
it
that's-
qualified bidder. Well, no, but if there's 3 names on this cover sheet, I don't know if that's because they were low or because if they're low and they're qualified. But if they're low and qualified, why would we approve all 3? And then as we let work, give it to whomever bid the cheapest.
That would be perfectly fine.
And the other
I
thing,
don't, and Keith, I'm just asking your opinion if that even makes sense.
I mean, it does make
I don't
sense.
want to
We could-
overpay is all.
it
I'm
would be
saying.
nice to have more than one vendor available, you know, in case the other one isn't, and we might be saving some money. But a lot of those unit pricing that we put on there is incidental to the actual work that we're doing. We're keen to do the same work, most of the same work everywhere we go. We're doing road repairs, catch basin adjustments, curbs. Some of the things are incidental, like handicap ramps. We just found out the last bid that we had didn't have a lot of these unit pricing in there, and we ran across them doing, you know, a big concrete job on the street. Oh, wow, we didn't have handicap ramp in there, so we didn't have a unit price for it. So we needed to add it in there, so, because in other words, he's just shooting us out a price, we have to come to council, and we have to add it on as a contract amendment. So a lot of these things are just incidental to the actual road work that we're doing, and we try to think of everything so we wouldn't have to come back to
Right.
council.
So there should be no contingencies then? You must have got everything.
Well,
Well, there wouldn't be a need. Like in 19, it's just a not to exceed amount.
Yeah, I agree with Dan. I
Right,
think
so-
we should approve all
so you-
3 of them.
So you did
And I just
for
don't know what
19 that,
is those 3 though, because I didn't, you know, we
Yeah,
didn't really
Fiore.
review all 7 or 8
what's the
names,
lowest
which
for a
3.
job?
I mean, the benefit too is, I mean, we can see it right here, their, Fiore's fees are lower than what they were in the last contract. So, I mean, I think doing the